Welcome everybody, here's your Strategy Wolf and welcome back to another episode of American Strategic Command American Civil War. We are going into the 11th turn and yeah, we'll see what the enemy did together and yeah, you know the modus already, so let's see what happens. Okay, is this the end of Jefferson City this turn? It doesn't look like it. Interesting. Okay, the attack over the Potomac seems to fail here. Heavy losses on the enemy side. Okay, they took Cumberland again. And it's gonna be interesting to see if I fired the volunteers over the Potomac event with the Cumberland, with the capture of Cumberland last turn. Let's see. Okay. Boggy Depot captured, Cumberland captured, Union warships blockade Norfolk as regular. It doesn't look like that. Okay. Governor of Louisiana, Thomas Overton Moore. The commander of the New Orleans garrison, Major General David Twiggs, has asked to be relieved of his command. We must now name a new commander to replace him. The citizens of New Orleans have expressed a wish that General Braxton Bragg be chosen to replace him. Bragg has proven himself an effective commander training our forces in Florida, but establishing his headquarters unit in New Orleans will require 375 MPPs at 125 MPPs for each of the next 3 turns. Alternatively, we can assign General Mansfield Lovell to the position. This will have no cost as he is already in Louisiana, but it must be noted that Lovell lacks the authority necessary to form a headquarters unit. Would you like to assign command of the New Orleans garrison to Braxton Bragg? Let's check the notes. At 375 MPPs purchased in Bragg HQ via this decision is slightly more expensive than if it was purchased in the purchase screen. Despite this, the extra cost may be worthwhile if you intend to prioritize the defense of New Orleans and the Gulf Coast, as Bragg will be deployed immediately. If your focus lies elsewhere, it may be better to say no to this event. If you say no, the Bragg HQ will remain available for purchase in the purchase screen. Historically, Mansfield Lovell was appointed to command garrisons of the New Orleans on October 7, 1861, much to Bragg's frustration. Lacking sufficient reinforcements to defend the city, he was forced to abandon New Orleans in April 1862, a move that earned him considerable criticism. Let's have a look on the map. New Orleans, yeah. I mean, there's options for the enemy to land there, and this is for sure big fighting spirit objectives as well as everything else, but since I feel like the enemy at the moment is not really in a position to start a lot of naval landings, since yeah, I feel like I crushed a lot of troops and she needs to stabilize other fronts first. I kind of doubt it's incoming very soon, and there's thousands of other fronts, so I'm quite sure I'm going to say no. So it was no, right? Historically, Mansfield Lovell to Bragg's frustration. Yeah, no, we're gonna say no. 375 is too much just for like to have a HQ down there that stands around for the moment, so no. Okay, and we have the first engineers incoming, a division, the Longstreet HQ, and another division. 4 new units, interesting. Okay, guys, and especially since, like, this is going to be an interesting turn since Kentucky joined the war last turn, as you remember correctly. So we can go... Or did it? Didn't Kentucky? Oh, no, they didn't. Ah, interesting. So next turn. But they mobilized already. So anyways, yeah, I will go analyze the situation. And as you know, be right back with my strategies and thoughts. See you in a second. Okay, everybody, I had my thoughts and we are back, and as always we start in the very west in Arizona right now, so where we have the upper hand in terms of numbers, but I assume there's already Union troops coming down slowly, so we want to be fast. So Fort Thorne needs to be taken out, even if the odds are bad, at least a 1-1. I'm trying to grind them down. Yeah. But also I need to push up. Barache seems to be still free, but yeah, actually grinding down seemed to be easier than it was in the end. Fort Thorne holds for the moment. Yeah, let's see what happens next. because we also got, we picked the HQ and some troops with this event, if you remember correctly, so I assume it's already October 61, they must be incoming sooner or later, so I'm pretty sure we can handle this regiment, but yeah, it's absolutely in our way, so this is hampers our march north, but I really hope, as you remember, Albuquerque would cause some Apache raids or something like this, which was relevant, so catching Albuquerque would be awesome. Santa Fe, of course, is a fighting spirit objective as well. Starting here, then, like the really interesting things come up here next to Colorado City or at Denver that really bring in a lot of industrial supply for the Eastern Union. Here we have these supply lines incoming, you know, these are convoys basically. But yeah, until we get there, it's a long march and it's through the mountains, so I really doubt that there won't be any. I mean, it's pretty easy to defend for the enemy just to put 1 or 2 brigades or divisions with an HQ here, and it should be my end at this point, but we'll see what happens. So speed is kind of the most important thing here, but let's see what happens here. Okay, that's so much about Arizona. Let's continue in Texas. Actually, like I was thinking, I'm gonna try, because when I observed my videos it was a little bit hectic, partially when I pushed too much to the border, so I wanna try to use more of my keys to move the map, and maybe it's more comfortable for you guys. Let me know if you see any difference. So yeah, this Texas Rangers, they started over here in San Antonio, but I wanted to have them more in the middle. So I thought, if you remember, I wanted to take them on the train, which is like very small here, the train network, so we're going to put them in ships. So yeah, the destination is to get over here into the Mississippi River and ship them somewhere north. That's the idea. However, we have raiders around. Here's a gunboat, here's a frigate, so the enemy definitely has some ships around. I think the gunboats can only go in coastal waters, so they might be in this area. The frigates up in the open waters. So I can even try to do it in one turn, but that's too risky, especially these are Union ports. So I think I'll move it slowly, and I'll try to get off this line as fast as possible. Let's go here. Then we're gonna cruise out here. Yeah, parallel to this one. And with a little bit luck, let's just hope that the spying is not gonna show this one. And I wanna go over here maybe, and then in from here. So probably one more turn and then we can cruise up, because once we reach this, it should be fine. I mean, we can even do some reconnaissance with this gunboat, yeah. So yeah, I'm kind of hopeful this one will survive. Going to the Indian territories. This regiment moved from Fort Washita, which is a supply city, to Boggy Depot, which was probably an error, since yeah, now it's running out of supply, and we're gonna be able to fight this town down over the next turns. Then we just have Fort Cobb left, which is probably also occupied by a regiment, and when all these towns, basically we have in Indiana or Oklahoma, it's Oklahoma I think, these territories here under control, so we could use our native or Indian forces, cavalry forces up here, which would be really nice. They're really fast, as you see, so I'm even gonna take these ones down to assist this attack on Boggy Depot and further Fort Cobb, and then we can bring them up again. So over here, let's come to Missouri. And again, Jefferson City didn't fall, which leads me, of course, to the reinforcement to 5. And nothing was really coming here to their aid, and those units are really down. Not at the freshest level. So I don't see Jefferson City actually falling next turn, because just with 3 troops next to it and they're all very hit and like in a bad situation, I think they won't be able to take it. So at this point, I'm really getting hopeful that we can defend Missouri in general. Since there's no bigger troops, there's no connection. Okay, there's another regiment here on transport ships, congratulations. But I'll try to get Jefferson City free and control the entirety. So ambitious, but let's see. Which means I'll need more troops to break this up, and I also want to see more. So I'm actually gonna risk taking this cavalry brigade up here in this area to give at least some reconnaissance, or I can take over these areas. Since I'm not sure if the enemy has any stuff going on in these areas. And yeah, this, as you remember, this cavalry was meant to open up roads as soon as Jefferson City falls, but since I don't expect Jefferson City to fall very soon, or in our calculations right now, sure, it would be nice to be prepared, but we're lacking troops. So yeah, now we're gonna gamble on a successful offensive almost. So yeah, let's see what we're gonna do. This regiment. Or we can use this brigade. Maybe this regiment can take over basically the job of the cavalry for the moment, or to be here. Yeah. Because here I think we are fine. We can protect the mine with this brigade or even move up further. This weighty HQ is pretty useless right now. Oh. And I'm just checking the partisans, pressing P. Is this I'm not sure, is this a partisan for our side or for the other? Well, never mind. We're gonna ignore it for the moment. Let's hope we will not regret this. Wadey is going to be, let's say, it's a kind of a weak general. So if there's going to be kind of a frontier or something, he might be useful here. So slowly moving in this direction. As I said, this cavalry, I kind of shall I already move it up here? I want to use for reconnaissance missions. Let's bring it up here. Yeah. So no troops here, and even next turn I could move up here. Fair enough. So yeah, this brigade is even supported by the HQ. Move up. Nice, another hit. Maybe we stand actually here to have the preparation bonus next turn. This dude's, I don't know if St. Louis is not occupied. If not, I will definitely take it, since the enemy can place as an industrial center, could place troops here. Okay, there's protection. Shall we just stand here and still? We don't need to attack right now, but yeah. So we have this cavalry division. I originally wanted to use flexible here, also to open up lines of supply and so on. And it already was like very successful capturing Cairo, if you remember correctly. However, I do want to bring it up here somewhere to support this entire thing. And maybe this is a good position, defending this river and the crossing here. And it could, because I can't get it way further. However, here it would be connected to the HQ, so we can move the HQ also a bit. Or even further, actually. I think there's no troops here, so I want maximum reconnaissance and maximum attack potential next turn, so let's bring it up. Oh! No troops here, so much about this, so yeah. This actually kind of leads me seeing these cavalry brigades over here. I mean, they won't cause the fall. Cavalry brigades are not that strong. They won't really cause the fall of Jefferson City. However, I'm kind of nervous that they might cut me off, and for this reason I'm going to retreat here, so at least... yeah. We can't cut them off from St. Louis right now. But it's good to see what's going on, so... Or shall we go even over here? But there's Herman, another town that gives supply. I was just thinking maybe it's interesting to take Washington and just cut them off. But yeah, I rather play with the confusion and retreat back here. Shall we just like the bridge crossing? This should be enough, yeah. The forest and the river crossing here in defense. So, because these troops can cross the Mississippi over here, we're going to put this brigade without reinforcement here. We know that there's the timberclad, which could cause some damage here. Yeah. However, this isn't good supply here. This should be supply 7. So even if they die, we can purchase them like for the reduced price back. And actually, since Kentucky's joining next turn, I doubt these troops will be really available for this side of the river. So yeah, this is, I feel kind of comfortable with this. Worst case, I can also retreat, so this is okay. So we're kind of going offensive in the offensive here. I feel like we're going on the offensive in a lot of fronts now. Let's hope we're not gonna fall down very quick, but yeah. Still, I'm kind of happy of the decision. Now we know what's going on. I doubt that the enemy really has the power to take Jefferson City next turn with these kind of troops, nor really the power to push us back or with for us for being a total catastrophe. So no, it's okay. Which leads us already to the next turn, to the next area. Let's go to Missouri. To Missouri was here, to Tennessee, and Kentucky. So for sure, next turn, the front, Kentucky's joining the war, and this is gonna be the battlefield as well. We want, yeah, best case. I don't know if this is controlled. Otherwise, I would love to march up here. This brigade is meant to control probably this kind of peninsula thing here, and yeah. I'm gonna actually reshuffle this situation a bit, since I think I want the cavalry brigade for the main reconnaissance in this area, so I'd rather make them go up this street, while these dudes here can take like defensive positions here. So let's say in an optimal scenario we could march up the next turns to this, and over here. Let's say this sounds very interesting for me. If this is like possible to do. Of course, in best case we push up here, but there will be resistance, and this doesn't look like a huge army so far. However, this is, I think, a good setup for the march. Yeah. And then ready to, because this brigade, this rangers, they already belong in my mind to this front. I'm gonna march them down here. They're basically meant to go here to this Cumberland Gap area, which is like bad in supply and rough to run. I feel like the Rangers will do a great job over here. So let's bring them in this area. And this is actually so much already about the Tennessee-Kentucky front for the moment. Okay, then we can already go to the east, where we got kind of desperate attacks. It's like hard to call them like this, but kind of strong attacks here from over the river, but we saw heavy losses on the other side as well. So what we're gonna do is basically reinforce this one. Then we do some little limited counterattacks on nice 2-to-1 actually. So the enemy's strength for the next attack is gonna be limited. Refresh this one to 10. And yeah, we move Jackson, the powerful 8 HQ, up here. So long term I want to kind of a reshuffle in this direction. Then our hero cavalry of Alexandria took Cumberland and apparently didn't trigger the event for the volunteers, which on the one hand I'm happy, because I don't know, probably here Hagerstown or these areas are meant when I cross the Potomac. I'm happy on the one side because there seems to be no real extra units for the enemy. Also, I'm pretty sure they would come along with a fighting spirit drop of the enemy, so which would have been positive, of course. And another little thing that I would have actually enjoyed about it is that if the volunteers appeared, it's just for one time. So even in the case we plan a future real offensive over the Potomac to take Washington or Annapolis, these wouldn't appear anymore. So this was kind of tempting for me. Anyways, let's say this was just in the end a normal Cumberland fighting spirit hit, so really nice for us also. And we're gonna retreat this cavalry unit again, so we should be fine here. Are they controlling? Okay. I think this is a pretty nice situation right here. They can't really cross. Should we? Oh, why not a 1-1 maybe? I was like inspired because here I got less hits than predicted, so why not hit them once? It's always interesting to, yeah, if there's good chances, why not? But okay, pretty easy here. Here in West Virginia, yeah, we were very surprised, as you remember, that the enemy basically gave up entire West Virginia without any reason, which brings us in a way easier defensive position. So this regiment is meant to go here to defend Guyan Dot, which should be no problem. Whilst these partisans here are basically our eyes and spies in this area. So yeah, it looks like a full retreat from West Virginia. which, okay. I mean, for now it's just really nice for us saving troops that we don't need to place here to protect the Appalachians, or just these few ones here, fewer than I planned. But yeah, let's say if we can really establish ourselves here, it gives us also the potential possibility to start an offensive versus Pittsburgh in a not so expected place. I mean, can we railway? Nah, the railway comes from here, from Cumberland, so yeah, we don't have the railway connection, so we could easily transfer troops there. However, why not? It's like, not that I'm planning it right now, but this could be an unexpected offensive idea, yeah. Okay, so much about this, but in the end, that's kind of it for these troops movements. Here at Fort Monroe, we're gonna keep the brigade here for the moment. Yeah, as I told you last turn, this is gonna be this here must be our primary sea defense, where absolutely no landing should happen, prioritized over others. So yeah, kind of good that we declined the HQ in New Orleans. And yeah, let's go to our spendings. Last turn, in the end, we researched successfully spying and intelligence to Chit 2. Once again, it's probably not the classic way, but as I thought the enemy started researching a little bit later than us, I still feel like we could be ahead of here, and if we're ahead of here, the enemy research slows down. Chance of spotting enemy units and achieving a research breakthrough also increases by 1%. And yeah, if your own research bonus by 1% and decreases your opponent's bonus by 1%. So being ahead here is really nice. And since we already invested this, we have to follow the strategy. So another 200 in this research area. So once again, 2 chits invested here. Brings us back to the maximum of 3,000. So yeah, nothing to do around here. And yeah, let's come to new units actually. These engineers I'm going to put down here, so they are going to erect fortresses here, fortifications, sea fortifications. We have another one on coming in December. Another engineer, so probably soon. The game actually depicts like winter or autumn turns. I think they are longer, so I didn't really pay attention. Now it's October 61. We'll see where we next turn, but in the summer it's like more weekly, and then in the winter and autumn it depicts more time passes basically per turn. At least it was like this in World War I and World War II. I didn't really pay attention yet. We'll do so. Yeah. So yeah. The idea of the engineers was basically originally to build fallback lines here, or here, or here, which is still the idea, or next to Nashville, Nashville, like here or here, which is still the intention. So probably the second engineer goes here, and then yeah, spoilering, I'm kind of interested in having more, like the full amount of engineers. So I'm investing in another one with 350 MPPs to help us out wherever we need one. Lead better sounds good. Lead better, I'm not sure. Okay, and apart from this, I'm going for, we have 550 F45 left. So we're gonna go quite boring for another standard division. Leaves us with 249, which I'm going to invest in, I think, river ironclad or a river gunboat. We can do 2 timberclads or 1 ironclad. Because we saw the enemy we have just the gunboats, the enemy has river timberclads over there so far. And they have better technology, but I mean the ironclad really counters the timber one, is very good attack versus the woodens, and very strong defense versus the woodens. So actually, I think one of those is better. Even it takes 1 round longer to build, it's 150 MPP more expensive, but a little bit slower though. But it's way mightier, and I really want to pose obstacles with these guys. Obviously we need them over here, since we have here our ships like the tiny gunboats, but there's the river timberclad. And you see they have actually here already, they have naval technology 1, a field we were not researching. So it's not my long-term goal to really compete in terms of river or navy wise. But yeah, a little bit that forces the enemy to invest as well, or just for short-term surprises in this area could be very nice. So one more timber-clad, ironclad I ordered, right? No! Did I actually order? No. Oh no, I ordered this one. Okay, all good, all good. So yeah, we have 99 MPPs left. Nothing can be done with this. And our first 2 divisions to be fielded are going actually to this area. I mean, I could use them absolutely on the Potomac front, the Virginia Army as well, but since next, and even also the Longstreet HQ, so with 2 HQs and some more troops, I feel more comfortable to achieve something here, and this is now the priority for the next 2 or 3 turns, I think, since we only have really the chance to push up as long as there's no stiff resistance or bigger amounts of troops. Once they fortify or trench in, like we need artillery and such. So now is the time, and therefore I'm gonna put these troops down here, yeah. Okay. So actually that looks like we moved all our troops. We invested all the money or MPPs we can invest right now. One last control look here. Those guys, they in Parkersburg. I mean, we could even cross into Ohio, right? But I'm not sure. To show that we are able to do so, why not? And right now, don't expect any troops here because this was empty, so rather cause panic and some setup here and just retreat the turn after. Actually, let's just... Oh! Ha! Talking about it. There is troops here. Okay, back to Parkersburg, hold the position, that's it. Probably the only disadvantage now is that they will stay at 8. Their surprise attack only managed to also cost them 2 strength. They will also not be able to reinforce to 10 here. All good, but interesting. Okay, with this tiny last action of this ambush at Marietta, let's go and finish the turn. Okay, and here's the Henry H. Sibley's Army of New Mexico, which deploys in El Paso, the one we've been talking about already. Kentucky joining the Union, as expected. I thought there was an HQ in Arizona. And the expected Norfolk blockade. A lot of, blockade runners being disrupted. Pony Express mail services cease following the opening of the Transcontinental Telegraph line. Okay, it makes sense. The telegraph is probably faster than a pony. And we collect 1,176. Let's see how much the blockade run actually... Okay, this is acceptable. Like, the enemy's convoy hunt is not that successful already. Still, it's happening. Okay. And yeah. That's it for this time. So I hope you liked it. Leave me your opinion in the comments. Give me a like and subscribe if you can. And then just see you next time. Thanks. Youth Strategy Wolf.